periodically this pops up. You're not in Chicagoland. You live far away from Chicago. Sort of not. We measure distance in Chicagoland by time, which is why when you say you live about an hour away from Chicago, and it's not really an hour, it's about 45 minutes from Chicago. It's not about mileage. It's about how long it takes you to get somewhere because of how many fucking people live in this area, okay? So this person here says, real question, Tom. Where you live to Chicago is an hour drive or more. You claim you live in Chicagoland. How far does Chicagoland extend before you're not in Chicagoland? First of all, I don't claim I live in Chicagoland. I know I live in Chicagoland because I was born and raised here and still live here, and I know what Chicagoland is. Chicago itself is massive from an actual square footage of what a city covers. Chicagoland is unbelievably huge. It covers a shit ton of area. Chicagoland, the metropolitan area surrounding the city of Chicago, covers approximately 10,286 square miles. This area includes the city of Chicago, its suburbs, and other satellite cities spanning across parts of northeastern Illinois, northwestern Indiana, and southeast Wisconsin. This is the map of what Chicagoland has historically been known as. It's Cook County, Lake County, all these surrounding counties, Lake Porter in Indiana, Kenosha, and another county up in Wisconsin. That's what historically has been known as Chicagoland. This is what we typically refer to as Chicagoland nowadays. You have Cook County, where the city of Chicago is located, DuPage County, Kane County, McHenry County, Lake County, Kendall County, and Will County. That is what we here typically refer to as Chicagoland. This area alone houses over 9 million people. I live in Will County at the bottom there. You see where Will County meets Kendall County? That county border? Just south of Kendall County, a county that is not shown here, there's a county called Grundy County. And I live where Will County meets Grundy County. Okay, so you get an idea of where I'm at. That red circle, you see the city of Chicago, and on the upper left-hand side of the city of Chicago, there's like this red circle that's kind of set off to the side. That's O'Hare Airport. If we're going to take a car service to get from our house to O'Hare Airport on some random morning to catch an airplane, it's going to take us about an hour to get there. And it's all in the Chicagoland area. And that doesn't even get you into northern Cook County or southern Lake County. That's how big the Chicagoland area is. It can literally, and has, hang on, I can't count the number of times that it has been 22 and snowing in the north suburbs of Chicago and 38 and sunny in the south suburbs. We have different climates, for fuck's sake. There's a landscape zone in the suburbs of Chicago, and then there's a landscape zone in the city of Chicago along the lakefront. We have multiple climates in the Chicagoland area. It's fucking massive. So how long do you got to go before you're no longer in Chicagoland? In my opinion, Grundy County is outside of Chicagoland. Wisconsin and Indiana is outside of Chicagoland, even though a lot of people historically think Northwest Indiana and Southern Wisconsin are part of Chicagoland. It's part of the extension of the Chicago metropolitan area. And I get it. People hear that I live 45 minutes away from Chicago, and they're like, you're not in Chicagoland. Yeah, I am. Come to Chicagoland and drive around, and you will see how fucking massive it is. Chicago itself, the city of Chicago itself, is so massive that people will live their entire fucking lives without going outside of their own neighborhood. Every neighborhood has their own little mom and pop grocery store and little convenience store and little beef stand and liquor store, and people live within their neighborhoods and don't even venture outside. Shit, it would take you, God, I don't even know how long it would take you to drive from the south side of Chicago to the north side of Chicago. Probably, I mean, on a good day with no traffic, an hour. To get from the far south side of Chicago, in the city limits, from the far south side of Chicago to the northernmost point of Chicago, yeah, if you're lucky, it's going to take you an hour.